Hello everyone, it's Kathy Champion and welcome back to my YouTube channel, Kathy's Random Acts of Stamping. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and I'm located here in Gastonia, North Carolina. But the good thing is, no matter where you live, I can be your demonstrator. So if you're not currently working with someone and you are interested in any of the products that you see me use today or in any of my videos, I would count it such a privilege to be able to help you out with any of your Stampin' Up! Needs. I promise that I'll always be here for you. You can always get in touch with me, text, email, or a phone call. So I will stand behind you. If you have problems, I will get a resolution for you. Stampin' Up! Is a very good company to work for, to shop from. They stand behind their product and they give you 100% guarantee that your products will work the way they're supposed to. A lot of companies don't do that. That's one reason I love Stampin' Up! So much. Okay, enough about that. This is our beautiful catalog, and if anybody is interested and you want to shop from me and you would like me to be your demonstrator, I am more than happy to send you a catalog. If you are truly interested in shopping from me, I want you to have one of these catalogs in your hand. And these are brand new. They just came out the 4th of May. So, and they're good until next April. So that's the good thing. So anyway, if you want one, please, please, please be in touch. Send me an email along with your address requesting the catalog and I'll make sure you get one. The other thing, if you shop with me and you make a purchase of $50 or more before shipping and tax, and use the host code, which you'll see pop up about here, you will receive a free gift along with a thank you card from me. So that's an incentive to use the host code. If you spend more than $150, don't use the host code. I want you to receive the Stampin' Rewards. $50 purchase, you don't receive Stampin' Rewards, so it doesn't matter. So use that host code, and that helps me to have better, larger incentives for you to shop with me, which means I can offer you bigger gifts. Okay, with all that being said, I do want to remind everybody about the Join Plus. You have until the end of May to join up. The link will be in the description below, which is actually my web page. If you go to my web page and click on Join and follow the prompts, you can be an inky chick. And here's my inky chicks. I am going to be sending out cards with these inky chicks on it, and they're going to be like our mascot since our name is Inky Chicks. So join up today. The special that they're offering with the Join Plus, normally the kit, they call it a kit, which is whatever you want to choose out of either catalog or mini catalog. And I'm learning, I was telling everybody that this catalog went away the end of May, but I think I'm finding out now that it's the end of June. But I'm still not definite on that, so I've got some feelers out to the higher ups to hopefully get back with me on that. But anyway, you can pick out anything in either one of these catalogs. So, and what it used to be was $125. They have upped the ante to $155, and you only pay $99 plus your tax. Shipping is free. I mean, what a deal. And you come in, you can stay for 3 months if you like. You can get your products and get a discount. It is a great way to save money on your Stampin' Up! So if you've got a wish list of $100, why not do this and get $155? So it's a wonderful time to join. The other thing that's going on through June the 14th is the Connect, Craft, and Collect $25. This is an extra $25 of Stampin' Rewards. So if you host a party or you spend $250, you're going to get 10% of Stampin' Rewards, which is going to be $25. But through the 14th, you're going to get an additional $25. So if you spend $250, you're going to get $300 worth of product. So an extra $50 that will come back to you. So I wanted to throw that out there. So now, okay, let's get to what we're going to be doing. First of all, let me show you what inspired me today. If you remember this free download, the apple pie was what inspired me this morning. I thought, I'm going to cut that out. I'm going to go ahead and cut that out. So I did. I cut it out. I printed it on my printer, and I cut it out, and I colored it. But then I started playing with what I wanted to do, and I wasn't sure. This stamp set, What's Cooking, came into my radar. I thought that mixing bowl, the spatula, the rolling pin, oh my goodness. So I stamped those images out, the spatula, the rolling pin, and the bowl. And I thought, okay, I have got to bring a video and show y'all what I did. So to start off with, we're going to start off with our basic white cardstock. Let me zoom y'all in a little bit so you can have a better view of what I'm doing. This is a simple half sheet of cardstock. It is 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4, and we're going to make this a landscape card. So it's going to open from the bottom like that. And what I did is I got a piece of vellum, and this is our new vellum. This is in the Fresh Freesia, and this is that Shimmer vellum that's new in our new catalog. This vellum is gorgeous. Look at that. This is the soft succulent, and this is the Fresh Freesia. That's what I used. And look at this evening evergreen. I mean, these colors are polished pink. Is that not lovely? I love these colors. And there's also the pale papaya. Let's see, I missed that one. This is the pale papaya. Gorgeous, gorgeous with that beautiful shimmer. Okay, this is the Fresh Freesia. And I ran that through. Let me grab my embossing folder. I ran that through the painted, oh come on, the Painted Texture 3D embossing folder. And that gave me this beautiful texture on this piece. See that? I love that. So I put that down and I thought, okay, apple pie. Let me show you my apple pie. And I colored these with my Stampin' Blends and I fussy cut it out. Is that not gorgeous? Love, love, love the way my apple pie turned out. And I colored this with my Stampin' Blends. I love those Stampin' Blends. Everything looks so nice with those colors. And what I did, I used Real Red for my pie plate. I used Crumb Cake for my crust. And I used Cinnamon Cider for my little apples inside. Granny Apple Green for my apple. And I used the Ivory for inside of my apple right there. And then my little steam coming up off of it, I used that same color, that ivory, and I did it very softly. So that is my apple pie. I wanted something that had a plaid, but I wanted it to match that. So I went to my Pansy Petals Designer Series paper, and one of these has that beautiful Fresh Freesia on the back. And I thought, how cute would that be? And I wasn't sure if my colors were going to coordinate, but you want to know what? They really did, even though they were not matching colors. So don't be afraid to play with different colors. So I put that together like that. And then I thought, I want to set my apple pie right about here. Well, what would be more appropriate than a rolling pin? Because you have to roll out your crust. Well, you have to have a bowl to mix your apples to get all that goodness, the sugar and the cinnamon and the lemon juice and everything. So I put that there. And you have to have a spatula because you got to have something to mix everything together with. So there my card was created. All with the one. You have to find an image that inspires you and then work from that. So my apple pie inspired me. And everything else kind of fell into place after that. So the only thing I got left to do is I need a sentiment. So I used the What's Cooking stamp set and the cooking dies. So I stamped my bowl, and I stamped my rolling pin and my spatula, and I used my dies to cut these out. So there's my bowl, my spatula, and my rolling pin. And they all did perfect. I did this in Crumb Cake, I did this in Saffron, And I did this, I did the bowl in real red because I wanted it to match my plate. So you can see that nothing really matches here, but yet it all goes together really well. So I'm going to move this over out of the way. All of the dimensions, the measurements, and everything will be in the description below. There's a link for this download on our crafting page, Kathy's Random Acts of Crafting on Facebook. If you have not joined me there, please go over and ask to join. You will find inspiration there, and all of my videos will always be posted there as well as on YouTube. So if you miss one and you're a member of that group, you will be able to find it there and click on it and watch it. Alright, so let's do this. Well, let's do our sentiment before we start putting this together. So I want to do something in the real red. So I'm going to go to my Regals because I know that's where my real red is. And I'm going to grab a scrap, something like that. And I need a scrap of basic white. So I'm going to go down and get a little scrap of white. And now I want to find a punch that I can punch this out with. And I'm thinking maybe our tailored tag. This is our tailored tag punch. Y'all are seeing my camera and my ceiling and everything in the top of this. But I'm wondering, will my stamp fit in there? So when you are working with a stamp set and you're not sure, and I love this Happiness is Homemade. I think that's the one I want. Yep, Happiness is Homemade. Because what is more homemade than an apple pie? I love making apple pies. My daughter Jennifer, which many of you know because she is a moderator on my lives, her and Donna, and I made an apple pie for my husband, and she saw it and she was like, "Mama, you've got to make me an apple pie." So of course, you know, I did. And she lives 5 hours away. I traveled that apple pie halfway, and she met us, and she got her apple pie. So, all right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to punch this out first, just like that. Love my Stampin' Up! Punches because they are so easy. My hands, I don't have a lot of strength in my hands, but I don't have any problems using these punches. That's how easy they punch. So we're going to use our scissors, and I'm going to cut this directly in half. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just cut it in half. And now I'm going to punch this using the same punch. I shouldn't have locked it, but I did. Habit. I'm going to put that in, and I'm going to punch that out. Just like that. So now we have that punched, and what I want to do is I want to stamp this, and I think I'm going to stamp it in red. In the real red. I think I like that. So, real red. Let me get my smaller stamp block. Anytime I've got a small stamp like this, I like to use a smaller stamp block, and I'll tell you why. It really does help you to be able to not rock your stamp and get that stamp exactly where you want it. So I'm going to ink that up, and you know what I want to do? I'm going to stamp it off on this before I commit. Yep, it was a little bit too inky. Got a little bit of bleed. So I'm going to clean this. So I'm going to grab my Simply Chamois, and I'm just going to clean this off real quick. And I'm going to go in and I'm going to tap very gently. So if you are new to Stampin' Up! Ink pads, you want to be very gentle when you are using them. They're juicy. Yeah, see, that's much better. They are very juicy, so you want to just barely kiss them. Line up your piece that you're going to stamp on. And then come down very straight. Don't rock your stamp, just let it kiss the paper. And beautiful. Beautiful every time if you follow those little guidelines. Don't be heavy in your ink. Just barely kiss the stamp to your ink. I know we're used to a lot of ink pads where you almost have to scrub the ink onto your stamp block. I mean your stamp, but you don't need to do that with Stampin' Up. Their ink pads are wonderful. All right, so what I'm going to do now is I want to bring this behind that just so it's offset a little bit, and I'm going to use some Stampin' Seal, but I'm going to grab my silicone craft sheet so I don't get a mess on my desk, on my work surface, and I'm going to run just a little bit of the seal right along there. And I don't care that it hangs over, that's fine, because we're going to need adhesive for this anyway. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay that there, and then I'm going to get this right where I want it, and I just want a tiny bit of that red showing. And then I'm going to commit to it and let it go down. And then we're going to do the same thing at the bottom. So I'm going to take my Stampin' Seal Plus and run just a little bit right along there, just like that. And then I'm going to bring this, let me bring up so y'all can see what I'm doing. I'm going to bring that down, and I'm going to line that point up right where I want it. And then I'm going to hold it and press it. And now look at that. We got this cute little border behind here. Now this is sticky, but that's okay. We're going to put some Stampin' Dimensionals on that. I'm going to put those on, and then we're going to bring our card back, and I'm going to show you how we're going to put this together. So I'm going to put one there, and one here. So now that's ready to go. So I'm going to come back now with my card. I'm going to take everything off of my card. And the first thing I want to do is I want to use some glue dots to put my vellum down. Now your vellum, you're going to want to make sure that you put glue wherever it's not going to be seen. So right here would be a good place. So maybe we'll use Stampin' Seal. I'll put a piece across the bottom. That'll be good. And then I'm going to use glue dots to hold it in at the top. So here's my glue dots. I need to tear this off because it's gotten way long. And I'm going to use my, what did I do with my Take Your Pick tool? It's over here where it's supposed to be, believe it or not. Oh my goodness. All right, so I'm going to use my Take Your Pick tool, and I'm going to pick up these glue dots just like that, and I'm going to put one right here and one right there, and one right here, and I think I might do one on, I know we're going to have some stuff here like our pie, so I'm going to put one there and pull one more off. And these are just those little tiny glue dots. And we're going to put one right there. And I think that'll be plenty to hold this onto our card base. So what I'm going to do is bring my card base back over, and I want to be very meticulous putting this down. So I want to make sure that my borders are good. And that looks pretty. So now we know that this is secure on there. So now I need to put this down. So this is going to go right about there. And I want just a tiny bit. I'll tell you what, we're going to bring that down. No, I want a tiny bit of that to show at the bottom. Just like that. So I'm going to use the Stampin' Seal for this as well. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make little short pieces. Oops. Just like this, all the way. If you have trouble with this, if you flick your wrist, you will not have any more troubles. You have to flick your wrist to bring that up so that it brings it all the way to the tip again. So, lesson learned. Alright, so let's lay this down right about there. And press. So now I'm going to put my apple pie on first because this is kind of the star of our show and I want to make sure that I'm getting it exactly where I want it. So I think I want dimensionals on this. I want it to look like it's sitting up. So we are going to bring our dimensionals in and I am going to put one here, and one there. And one there. And I'm going to leave that, well, maybe not. Maybe we'll do a couple of minis. Let's see, we got some mini glue dots. Yeah, I like to use my take your pick for these because my fingers are too big to handle these without using a tool. So I'm going to put two on here, one at the bottom and one at the top. And these are fitting really good, so that's a good thing. So I'm going to go ahead and wrangle off my backers using my take your pick tool. Well, I said I am. Well, I think that flipped over on there and it don't want to come off. Okay, let's take him off. I think what happened, my adhesive, when I pulled that up, it flipped back upside down on that one. That's okay. Things like that happen, so you know, real life crafting here. We are doing it in real time. So I'm going to be careful that time. Get that one off. That one. Now I'm going to pull off these bigger ones. And get my card back over. And let's put the pie right about here. And our rolling pin's going to go right here. And I think I want it just to be flat down. So I'm going to use liquid glue for it. I am going to bring my little craft sheet back over in case I make a mess. You never know with your liquid glue. It won't take but a little bit because this is super strong. And I want my rolling pin to look like it's laying at an angle. Just like that. I think that gives it a little extra. That's why I like to get all my pieces and lay them out on my card before I commit. And let's see, this is going to go here, and maybe this right there. So I'm going to pop my bowl up. So again, I'm going to use my regular dimensionals. And I'm going to use about 3 on here, 2 on the side and 1 at the bottom middle. I think that'll be sufficient to hold that on. And now we're going to put our bowl just down a hair from our pie. Because remember, we're going to do our sentiment up here. And we're going to put the spatula, we put it like it's leaning against the bowl. So I'm going to glue that directly down. I'm going to put a dimensional on here. And I think for that, I'm going to pull out my little strips. These are the foam adhesive strips. And I'm telling you what, when you got a little tiny straight edge of something, these things work so good. So I got a piece already off on here. So I'm just going to stick that right on the edge of that and peel that off. And we're going to use a little bit of liquid glue right here. Or you could have used a glue dot there, whichever you like. And I'm going to sit that spatula right about there against my bowl, like it's leaning. Like that. And these are kind of, if you look in the catalog under adhesives, you will find these foam adhesive strips. These things are the bomb diggity, and you get 2 big sheets of these. Let me open them up, and I think it's 2 of them. Yeah, you get 2 sheets of these, and they last. I've had these since I've been with Stampin' Up. I haven't had to replace them. But if you're doing shaker cards or anything like that, those things are perfect. Okay, so now our sentiment. Oh, I'm loving the way this card is coming together. How stinking cute is that? Love it. Love it, love it, love it. All right, I think I want to put another dimensional here and one at the bottom, and I'll tell you why. These are in that indentation, and they may not hold it as high as I want it to be. So just for safety's sake, I'm going to go with 2 more dimensionals on it. Okay, got those all wrangled and in the trash so I don't have them all over the house. And I am going to drop this down. I'm going to trim right here because I'm seeing a little bit of the red, and I don't want the red to show. So I'm using my paper snips, and I'm going to go in at an angle and snip and snip. See how I clean that up a little bit? And now I'm going to put that down right about here. I love it. So now all we need to do is put something inside, and you know, I'm going to follow through with that red, and I am going to grab a piece of red cardstock. This is our real red, and I'm going to cut a piece that is 4 by 5 1/4. Let me cover my glue back up so it doesn't dry out on me. And I'm grabbing my trimmer. This is our paper trimmer. Love, love, love this paper trimmer. It is the bomb diggity. So let me zoom you out so you can see what I'm doing. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this to 5 1/4. And then I'm going to turn it this way and cut it at 4. And then I need a piece of white, and we need to cut this down to 5 by 3 3/4. And now we are ready, and I'm going to do a little decorative punching on that, because I love my trio punch. Love, love, love this punch. As you can see, it has a corner rounder, it has a hole punch, and it has this little decorative edge, all in one punch. And it punches great every time. Y'all have seen me use this before. I've got corner punches that never ever do this. They either chew the paper up, or they're too hard. I have to stand up and almost jump on top of it to get it to punch, and I can do this with my hands. I love it for that reason. So again, the quality of your Stampin' Up! Products is absolutely the best products I've ever used. I have not gotten a product that I haven't loved. So, and that says a lot because I'm picky. So look how pretty that's going to look on there, and it just gives it that homespun look. Let me zoom y'all back in now, just a little bit. And I'm going to go with the Stampin' Seal again, bring over my craft mat, and I'm going to go in between my little pieces. I don't want to get adhesive over top of those, so that's why I'm going in between. And now we're ready to adhere this to this piece. And y'all know I like to angle mine. I like to bring it up to an angle like that, and that way I know that I'm getting it where I want it. There we go. Just like that. And now I need to decide what I want to put on the inside. How about this one? Sending you a dash of kindness and a spoonful of love. I love that. I love this. And we've been able to get everything out of the stamp set other than my apple pie that what did I do with my card? Here it is. Other than the apple pie, that was my inspiration that I got from that free download. So y'all go grab that download, because I'm telling you, that is, it's just super. I think I'm going to put this over here, and I'm going to stamp my spoon, because it does say sending you a dash of kindness and a spoonful. Why don't we do this? A dash? No, I don't think I want that. Let's do the spoon. I think the spoon would be cute. Right like that. And we're going to do a wooden spoon. So I'm going to grab the soft suede. I think that'll be pretty. And grab my stamp block. Just like that. And stamp it off. I'm getting a little bit of a shadow on that, so I must have rocked it in my ink. So, like I said, I always kind of test this before I commit, because I want to make sure that I'm getting my... It's very easy to rock your stamp when you sit it down into your ink. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be very gentle, just like that, and then we're going to try that again. Now that's much better. So I'm going to gently, let's see if I want to do it second generation. Yes, I like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp, and then I'm going to do second generation, and I'm going to put that right here. Love it. Love it, love it. You have to play with your stamps, and you have to play with your inks in order to get things to be exactly the way you want them. Now, I am going to do that in red. I want to do that in red because I want to, sorry for the noise, I'm just shammying off my stamps so that I don't have to worry about getting ink on anything if I take it off of my block. Okay, so let's line this one up. I like to line it up using a line or something, whether it's a grid line, a line on my wood grain here. If I had my my grid paper out, I would use that, but I didn't grab a piece when I started. So let's grab that real red, and remember what I said, we're gonna tap very gently. This red is super, super, so I'm just touching it with the stamp, and I'm gonna grab this piece again, and I'm going to stamp. Oh yeah, perfect. So just very gently, and then I'm going to stamp this right about here. Just going to hold it and up. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I love the way that has turned out. I think it's gorgeous. Let me put this away, and we're going to turn this over. And what did I do with my little craft sheet right here? And I'm going to use a little bit of my Stampin' Seal. Look what happened. It tore my paper, but it's because I'm not pulling up in the right way. So when you put it down, pull and do that. And I tore my paper again. That's okay. If it tears the back of your paper, and it is just that strong, sometimes with the colored cardstock, it will do that. So let's pull out the regular Stampin' Seal. Okay, get it started. There we go. Now we can move that out of our way and bring our beautiful little card over here. And who would have ever thought to pair the Fresh Freesia with Real Red? I would have never thought it, but this was a very happy accident. And there is our card. How pretty did that turn out? I'm going to zoom y'all in because I really want you to see just how pretty this card is. Look at that. let me know in the comments if you like this, if this is something that you would make. And if you want to purchase any of these items that I use to make it. I mean, this stamp set is super cute. Look at those measuring cups, the spatula, the spoon, the salt and pepper grinder. Look at the little chef's hat. I wondered why it had these little veggies right here. But on the dies, you have knives and a cutting board. So you can lay those veggies and your knife on that, and you can build a scene, a little cooking scene. I love this set. When I first saw it in the new catalog, I knew this would be on my wish list, and it was. And I have enjoyed it so much. And doing what I did today with it really even made me love it more, because I would have never thought to pair fresh freesia with the real red. But hey, it's working, don't you think? I love you guys so much. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please hit that subscribe button and ring that bell, because that will definitely help me grow my channel. And if you're interested in any Stampin' Up! Products, please go over and check out my catalog. If you click on the link, you can actually look at the PDF file of my catalog. And then if you decide you want to shop, get in touch with me. I'm sorry, I got a frog in my throat. Send me an email and let me know you want a catalog, and I'll get you one out, I promise. So until we craft again, remember what I always say in closing. I love the Lord Jesus with all my heart, and it is my desire to serve him to the best of my ability. So this is my plea to everyone. Always let everything that you do and say, think before you speak. Let it bring glory to our Father in heaven. If it doesn't bring glory, don't say it or do it. I love you guys so much, and I want to be an inspiration crafting as well as sharing my faith with you. It means so much to me. So until we craft again, God bless and keep you. Bye-bye.